This week's quick reminder comes from the Gospel of John, chapter 4, in verse 27. Jesus is speaking with the woman at the well. The disciples have just returned, and they see this conversation going on. Verse 27. At this point, his disciples came, and they were amazed that he had been speaking with a woman, yet no one said, "What do you seek?" or "Why do you speak with her?" Do you see others as Jesus does? I remember the beginning of one school year when a new student walked into our dining hall. First time I saw him, he had an appearance that just, to me, said he's going to be trouble. And because of that, I really didn't have a right heart toward him and did not want to really engage with him. Without knowing it, he came to the same conclusion. He didn't really care to get to know me or spend time with me. The Lord ended up putting us together, and in a way that we had to spend time with each other. And in doing so, we gained a deep appreciation for each other and a deep bond, friendship was realized. The Lord wanted to use me in his life, and the Lord wanted to use him in my life, and has done so for years now. How are you with those that the Lord brings into your path? If we back up to verse 6, we read this, "And Jacob's well was there. So Jesus, being wearied from his journey, was sitting thus by the well. It was about the 6th hour. There came a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus said to her, 'Give me a drink.'" Two quick thoughts from these two verses. First, we see that Jesus was weary, according to verse 6. I think we can all identify with that. There's times in life when we're just worn out. We're tired. We just want to sit and not have to do anything or not have to deal with anyone. But this Samaritan woman appears at the well, and Jesus takes initiative. He was weary, but that did not dictate, his weariness did not dictate to him how he would move toward her. When the disciples returned, we see again in verse 27 that they were amazed. This is an interesting word. It means to wonder, to admire, to marvel. They were marveling at what they were seeing. This was not normal to them. This was different from what they would have expected. You see, rabbis in that time normally avoided public conversation with women. And also, she was a Samaritan. And we know from this chapter back in verse 9 that Jews had no dealings with Samaritans. They were very prejudiced toward them. So this is not normal. It's not how they, the disciples, would handle this situation. It's not what they would do, but it's what Jesus is doing. And they marvel. They admire. And as we find in our verse, none of them said, "What do you seek?" or "Why do you speak with her?" You see, even though it's not according to their expectation, they're displaying a trust of Jesus in what he's doing. Are you trusting the Lord for what he wants to do with those he brings into your path? I read of William Booth, the founder of the Salvation Army, who was preaching in the late 1800s in London when a severely intoxicated man wandered into the Salvation Army meeting. And, it's been pointed out that many respectable believers would probably have had nothing to do with him. But Booth took a personal interest in this man. Not only did he speak with him, but he also made arrangements for him to receive care and also to be discipled. That man eventually came to faith in Christ. and his life was changed. And as the years would go by, this man would become one who ministered to others. Seeing the change in this man's life, someone remarked to Booth once that they just couldn't believe how much of a change they've seen. To which Booth responded, "Others saw what the man was, but Christ saw what he could become by God's grace." Do you see others as Jesus does? Or do you find yourself too weary to bother with them? Are they worth Jesus' time? My name is Kelly Doherty, and I'm the host of the His Hill podcast. This has been one of our weekly quick reminders that we drop every Wednesday morning. Be sure to join us for our longer episodes, which can be found every Thursday morning. This week, I sit down for a conversation with former His Hill staff member Wes Funk, who will share his testimony with us. If you would like to get in touch with me, I can be contacted through email, and that address is Kelly, that's Kelly, @hishill.org. Thanks for listening, and remember, keep your eyes fixed on Jesus.